P Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics. The industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com.
Welcome in, everybody, to today's doubleheader, Crossroads League doubleheader between the 10th place Bethel Pilots. Bethel enters with an 11-21 overall record, 3-13 in conference play, taking on the 8th place St. Francis Cougars. St. Francis 9-25 overall, 6-9 in Crossroads League play. Looking at Bethel last time out, they beat Goshen in Mishawaka 12-8. That was 2 days ago on Wednesday. Before that, the Pilots had lost 5 games in a row, starting with a 6-7 loss at Mount Vernon Nazarene and a 0-4 loss at Taylor. 1-3 at home against Goshen, 5-8 loss at home against Goshen, and then a 2-6 loss on the road at Grace. For the University of St. Francis, currently in a 5-game losing streak that started with the 21-1 non-conference loss at Indiana Tech. Cougars lost 0-5 and 2-11 in a doubleheader here at the Ash Center against Huntington. Then on the road at Spring Arbor, St. Francis dropping it 1-4. And then most recently, this past Wednesday here at the Ash Center, 16-9 decision against Siena Heights out of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. So St. Francis losing 5 in a row. The last win came at Mount Vernon Naz in game number 2 back on April the 5th, 5-4 against the Ohio Cougars. Looking at the starting lineups for today, it'll be Luke Adams, shortstop for Bethel. Colin Affolter, center fielder. Eric Kelver, the third baseman. Mike Wathier, the first baseman. Mason Love, DH. Jesse Zepeda, right fielder. Sam Laffey, second baseman. Kenny Koblenz, the catcher. And Andrew Miranda, left fielder. Pitching today for the Bethel College Pilots is Josh King. King entering today with a 5.05 ERA, a 3-4 record. He's given up 31 hits in 40 innings pitched. That ranks him number 28 in the NAIA. He's given up 22 runs, 18 of those earned, walked 20, struck out 47, and opposing hitters are batting .222 against Josh King. Joining me now in the booth is assistant coach Dustin Butcher. And Coach, got to feel good to get back into Crossroads League play here. Tough loss at Indiana Tech to start this 5-game losing streak, but here taking on the Bethel College Pilots, the 10th place team in the Crossroads League. Looks like they're a little bit better than their record indicates.
Yeah, there's some size over there, and Dane's going to have to pitch with the wind blowing to right field, right center. He's going to have to pitch. He's going to pitch low in the zone. He's going to have to trust his stuff. And the one thing that Dane gives us every time he's kind of towed the rubber, honestly, he's given a chance to win. And his competitive nature, competitive fire, it's going to allow him to compete really well.
Dane Hoffman entering today with a 4.50 ERA and a 2-6 record on the season. Taking on Josh King of Bethel. What do you know about Josh? He's a strong pitcher for the Pilots.
Well, ironically, we actually recruited Josh out of high school, and the one thing about him was his junior year he had Tommy John, and then Was a mid to upper 80s guy his sophomore year. Had Tommy John in his senior year. You could tell he was working out some kinks. And then we faced him. I think this is our third year in a row facing him. Second or third year, and he's got a good fastball, but he's got a good 12-6 curveball, and he does a good job competing, and he gives Bethel a chance to win every time he gets on the rubber.
And Butch, entering today, St. Francis ranked number 48 in the country with 10 triples on the season. We saw Noah Frymuth and David Snyder last time out with 2 big triples. What do you credit that to? Obviously, a little pop in the bat.
Well, I'll tell you what it probably is. They're probably seeing the ball deep and driving it to the right center gap, and allowing the ball to kind of run, because most of those guys, they're going to play them to shift and to pull, and when they see the ball deep and hit it oppo, and it gives them a little bit of chance to make that around second and get to third base.
Well, beautiful weather today, so that's got to be a nice
Absolutely.
break.
It is great to be in a T-shirt right now.
Absolutely. Well, Assistant Coach Dustin Butcher, good luck today, Butch.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. So that's our assistant coach, Dustin Butcher, and now joining me in the booth is going to be Ryan Dellinger, an assistant coach at Southside High School. Due up first here for Bethel College is Luke Adams. Luke enters today with a .330 batting average, 29 hits, 23 runs scored, and 88 at-bats, 7 walks, and 10 strikeouts on the season. And, Ryan, we got a scoreboard working out here in right center field. So this is the first game for a scoreboard.
Absolutely. I walked up. We just played here a week ago, and there was nothing here on the fields other than the turf and some good playing surface. Now we've got a scoreboard, and it almost looks official.
So Dane Hoffman just misses there on the outside corner. So 1-1, your count currently to Luke Adams. Ryan, you know any of the players over here for Bethel College?
Well, basically there's a shot in the gap.
Michael McCowan on it, but a beautifully placed ball. So that's going to be a lead-off double for Luke Adams here to start this game.
Yeah, Luke Adams putting a charge on that into the gap right away. I thought McCowan might be able to get on that, but the ball got down. A lot of wind today. The first time they've been able to play in heat and wind in a long time, probably for both teams.
So that's going to bring up number 7, Colin Affolter, the center fielder. Colin entering today with a .304 batting average, 34 hits and 22 runs scored and 112 ABs. He's got 3 home runs on the season. That first pitch is a swing and a miss, 17 strikeouts, 14 walks, and 2 stolen bases.
Yeah, former player at South Adams High School, not too far from here.
Affelder once again wears number 7, senior outfielder from Bern, Indiana. South Adams, just like Ryan said. That pitch is drilled into left center field. That's going to short hop the fence. Coming home to score will be Luke Adams for the first run of the game. Back-to-back doubles. This one an RBI double by Colin Affolter.
Yeah, Dane Hoffman's going to have to keep that ball down in the zone today with that wind blowing. I believe it's blowing a little bit out to left center with the wind blowing out of the southwest today. So,
Ryan, we got a win, or we got a flag over here. You can't see it on the screen, but way out beyond right field. And you're right, the wind looks to be blowing out to left center field.
Yeah, I heard the head coach yell out right away, play deep, play deep. The wind is blowing out here today. So definitely the outfielders were able to get on that ball and the hop right off the fence.
So that's going to bring up number 11, Eric Kelver, currently up in the count 1-0. Kelver with a .307 batting average on the season. Fouls it away. We're evened up at 1 apiece. He's got 35 hits and 22 runs scored and 114 ABs with 4 home runs. That's a team high. His 28 RBIs also a team high. 7 walks, 16 strikeouts, 0 stolen bases for number 11, Eric Kelver. He's a senior infielder from South Bend, Indiana, Clay High School. So once again, our first real day in the spring here that we can wear shorts and T-shirts.
And he takes one directly in the thigh.
So Kelver is going to take first base after being hit by a pitch. Of course, Dane Hoffman with that sidearm delivery. Hoffman with a lot of movement on his pitches. That's his 16th batteries hit on the season.
Well, it's his job to work inside, and the batter can stand there and take it off the leg or get out of the way.
That's going to bring up number 5, Mike Wathier. Wathier listed at 6'2", 220. One of the bigger baseball players we've seen this season, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. About as big as that catcher from Huntington North.
Wathier with a 280 batting average takes that first pitch for a strike with runners at first and second. We have 0 outs here in the top of the first inning. Wathier with 28 hits and 24 runs scored and 100 at-bats has 3 home runs, 17 RBI, 14 strikeouts, 12 walks, so a good eye at the plate for Wathier.
He took another one on the outside corner.
So 0-2 now, the count.
4-hitter here with just 12 strikeouts. That's pretty good on the season, considering that's a guy you want to have really take some big cuts during the season.
Hoffman checking the runner at second base. As that ball's popped straight up. Hoffman's on it. He's going to be called off by the third baseman, Tanner Gaff, for out number 1 as Snyder runs over to cover third base.
Absolutely. Infield fly rule was on that play right there, and it was called right away by the official in the field. The umpire out there, and 1 out now. A lefty up to bat, the first lefty of the game.
That's number 16, Mason Love, the DH. Love with a 272 batting average, has 25 hits, 4 runs scored, 92 ABs, 1 home run, 18 RBI, 7 walks, 14 strikeouts, and 1 stolen base.
Dane Hoffman hitting the spots a little bit better here on these last 2 batters. In the first 2 batters, he left pitches up, and they hit it in the gap.
And 0-1's your count. Dane, just a junior from Bluffton, Indiana. Bluffton High School. Good looking pitch on the outside, just misses, Ryan.
Yeah, it's a good spot to miss on those lefties. Lefties' least favorite pitch is the changeup from a right-handed pitcher that dives down and away from him. And with the sidearm delivery, it'll naturally get a little more tail if he has a changeup.
1-1 your count. Big cut, swing and a miss by Love. Now down 1-2 to Dane Hoffman.
See if he stays working on that outside, or if your catcher there will try to sneak one in on his hands here with 2 strikes.
That catcher is junior Matt Ballmer, wearing number 26 today. Normally wears number 15. As this count's evened up at 2 apiece. Ryan, we're expecting a lot of rain. It's going to start sometime around midnight tonight.
Don't say that.
So we're thinking that we're not going to get tomorrow's game in. So instead of playing the 9-inning game at 3 p.m., we opted for the doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. today. As that one misses low and outside, we're at a full count.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that decision to go 2 with 2 sevens and play your doubleheader tonight, get those games out of the way. As a high school coach, we're dealing with the same situation for tomorrow. We're supposed to play a single game with Concordia, but that's not looking real good right now.
The 3-2. That one's fouled off. Ryan, we played Siena Heights 2 days ago on Wednesday. They're out of the WAC, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Same conference as Indiana Tech, who's having a good season this year. But they actually play fall ball. They got about 22 games in October and September, and that's something that the conference decided they would do. The Crossroads League still not getting involved in the fall ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the reason being for that conference is they added some teams to that conference, so they weren't able to get all their games in the spring, so they play a little bit in the fall, and those count towards your record in the following season. And I know Indiana Tech actually likes it, and I think most of the schools in that conference like it, getting those fall games.
Ball dug out into shallow center field. That's going to fall right in front of Sullivan. Runners were playing to tag up, so we got bases loaded now after the 3rd hit of the game here by Bethel College. Nice lazy fly ball into center field. That's going to bring the plate number 9, Jesse Cepeda, the right fielder.
And with bases loaded, it looks like the corners will come in for St. Francis. The middle stay back trying to get a double play here. But unfortunately for St. Francis, they moved their outfielders deep because of the wind, and a ball hit off the end of the bat, drops in front of them.
Cepeda, with one of the best batting averages in the starting lineup, takes that first pitch for a strike. Cepeda batting .317, 33 hits, 19 runs scored, and 104 at-bats with 3 home runs, 21 RBI, 8 walks, 12 strikeouts, and 3 stolen bases on the season for Jesse Cepeda. Bethel really started off this season hot, but they have struggled a little bit in conference play. Cepeda batting .296 in the Crossroads League, .317 overall.
He was trying to work opposite field on that first swing, and now he's in the hole, 0-2.
Ryan, you got to see Huntington earlier this year. They're currently at 9-1 and first place in the conference.
Yeah, they're deep. Oh, there's a ball. There's a good double play ball right
Slow
there.
roller to Gaff. Comes up firing. Gets the lead runner out at home, so reaching first base will be Zepeda on the fielder's choice. Nice play there by Tanner Gaff, saving a run for his pitcher, Dane Hoffman.
Yeah, it was a good pitch. Ran in on the hands on Zepeda, and he was not able to turn on it enough and couldn't get his hands through the ball, and he hit it right in the dirt, or I should say the turf, to the third baseman, and they get the out. This would be big for St. Francis here if they can get out of this inning with only giving up one total run.
It's going to bring up number 22, Siam Laffey.
Good stop by the catcher.
Balmer backhanding the ball in the dirt. Bethel enters today number 4 in the country, averaging 2.5 errors per game. And Laffey, the second baseman, he averages 1 error per game. Checks that for a strike. We're evened up at 1 apiece.
We know here on the turf it's hard to get a lot of errors because of the easy bounces you get. They stay true, unlike when you get on grass and you get some early in the season with all the cold weather, that hard grass that was out there. Now you're playing on this awesome turf and you get no bad bounces.
1-1 your count with 2 outs. We have bases loaded. Hoffman now up in this count 1-2.
Yeah, the last 4 batters, he's been ahead in each at bat. You know, either 0-2 or 1-2 each time, and he's been able to work around some of these base hits. Off the end of the bat, up the middle.
Snyder.
Stop.
Beautiful stop by the shortstop, David Snyder, as the Cougars get out of a jam here. Bethel leaves 3 stranded, up 1-0 after the top half of the inning. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with you here from the Ash Center.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at ONE, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab. AWP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for champions. Once again, folks, what a great play by David Snyder, as we'll take a look at it after we post his highlight to Twitter and Facebook. David Snyder, the junior shortstop out of California. But Ryan, once again, that one off the handle goes right up the middle. Snyder basically fielded that ball right behind second base, so showing off his range was David Snyder.
Yeah, and then he crawled over to second to make the play to end the inning. So that's one of them turf bounces there that helps you out and speeds up the inning and gets, quite frankly, gets St. Francis out of a big inning for Bethel, where they have bases loaded. They leave 3 on there in that inning, but they had those first 2 leadoff batters with the doubles in the gap really set the tone for that first inning.
Yeah, Dave Hoffman really settling down. So this is Josh King on the bump here for Bethel. 4.05 ERA, 3-4 record. Ryan, he's only given up 31 hits in 40 innings pitched. That ranks him number 28 in the country. 22 runs, 18 of those earned, 20 walks, 47 strikeouts, and opposing batters are hitting .221 versus King.
Yeah, you look at him out here getting his warm-up pitches in. Everything he's working on is down, even his off-speed. Right now he's really trying to pound that lower half of the zone, and he saw what happened to Hoffman in that first inning. Whenever you leave a ball up, it got hit pretty far.
As we were talking about earlier, wind blowing out heavily to left center field. I'd say we're about 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, probably gusting upwards of into the 30s, maybe 35 miles an hour. And, you know, you talked about the rain earlier, and the storm that's starting to move across the country is headed this way. And Right now, we're fortunate enough to have 75 degrees and a nice overcast day here, but the wind is blowing. It's going to switch around. The wind is going to be out of the northwest here probably over the next 24 hours, and we're going to be looking at rain for the majority of the weekend.
Well, leading off for the Cougars is number 0, David Snyder. Snyder with a .253 batting average entering today's game. 23 hits, 20 runs scored, 91 at-bats. He's got 3 triples on the season, Ryan, that ranks him number 50 in the country. He also has 1 home run, 8 RBI, 19 walks to 18 strikeouts for David Snyder. Snyder also with 1 stolen base, and boy, he's invaluable, Ryan, as a shortstop.
Yeah, his range he has out there. This is the second time we've done a game with you, and both times he's made some really outstanding plays out there at shortstop. And in the last game against Huntington, those were also plays to stop the other team from having big innings.
And Ryan, St. Francis ranks number 26 in the country with a .963 fielding percentage. You don't have that if you don't have a shortstop as slick as David Snyder.
You're right. You got to be solid up the middle, and then when you have a shortstop and second baseman that can make plays along with the center fielder, you have a real solid defense. And Snyder now with a 3-0 count, and he'll take a fastball in there. But he's done a nice job here as a leadoff hitter to get way ahead in the account, and he's letting everybody see some pitches. And I believe that's Gaff on deck, and he's already seen now 5 pitches.
The 3-1 to the leadoff batter, David Snyder. He's going to draw a walk, so just like that, Cougars get out of a jam, and now the leadoff batter is at first base.
Yeah, and Gaff's up now, and King, interestingly, there his catcher called a curveball on 3-1, and he missed down and away, and that'll bring up Gaff. And will they look to bunt here? Probably not with Gaff. He handles the bat pretty doggone good.
Tanner Gaff, I think last time you saw him, Ryan, he was starting in right field, playing third base today.
Yeah, he started out in right and ended at, I believe, third base. I think he came in and played third base at the end of the Huntington game.
So Gaff, down in this count, 0-1, enters today with a .244 batting average, 29 hits and 20 runs scored, and 19 ABs with 2 home runs and 18 RBI. He has 20 walks and 34 strikeouts on the season, 1 stolen base for Tanner Gaff. Ryan, this is a St. Francis team that is young, has a lot of power. May not be as swift of feet as some of the teams in the past, but this is a team that can swing it.
Yeah, they've been able to hit the ball pretty hard all season, and today with this wind blowing, and I know as a former baseball player that you do like seeing the wind blow out as a batter.
So Snyder, once again, playing tricks there with Josh King.
King's got a decent pickoff move over there. Pretty quick feet. Doesn't take that ball down real low when he delivers it over to first, is what you want to see out of a pitcher. It's more of a shortening of your delivery.
That one is going to miss low and inside for ball number 1. King's a junior, 6'3", 185 pounds, from Hartford City, Indiana. Went to Eastbrook High School. Eastbrook, I think they're the Blazers.
I believe so, yep. More known for their football than baseball, to be quite honest with you.
The 1-1 now to Tanner Gaff. Snyder, 1 stolen base in 1 stolen base attempt. So Coach Roberts really making Josh King work here.
Yeah, I think Coach Roberts saw what I saw in the throw down to second base. The catcher didn't have a real strong arm to second, and not a real good delivery as well. So they may be able to steal some bases here on the Bethel catcher.
1-1. Big swing and a miss for Tanner Gaff. Ryan, in this situation, Gaff obviously can hit for power. He's a lefty, but the power alley today is in left center field.
Yeah, he was a lefty, though. If you hit inside out, you can go into that gap. King doing a nice job, though, on the mound. He's going with the slide step, and that's not allowing the runner at first base, Snyder, to get any read on his delivery.
Is he going to lose some velocity with that?
He is. He's going to lose a little bit, but, I know we talk a little bit with our pitchers about using the slide step, but quite frankly, if you can't throw a strike in the slide step, there's no reason to do it, because the main thing is making the other team hit the ball, and if you can't throw it in there on the slide step, pick that knee up and drive to home.
The 1-2 to Tanner Gaff with Snyder at first. Snyder's off and running. Hit and run was on. Snyder's going to steal his second base on the season. as
they're
Gaff
calling,
strikes out.
Calling both batters out for batter interference. Actually, I believe they're just going to send the runner back to first base. Snyder, he must have gone across the plate or he hit the catcher, but they're calling interference on the batter, and that will send Snyder back to first. Actually, it will be 2 outs. So you have a strike him out, and then you have interference on Gaff that caused the out at second base on Snyder.
Not every day you see that, but 2 gone now for Noah Frymuth.
So a good chance there for St. Francis to get a run, but the interference will take that away, and St. Francis will have to start new here against King with 2 outs.
Ryan, given the situation today, I do believe we may see a home run from Noah Frymuth.
Yeah, you're talking about big dudes. That's a big dude. And what's crazy is he's actually super fast for his size, too. A very good football player. Had saved a defensive back over at Bishop Dwenger in his years there. And now he's batting in I believe it's the 3 spot for St. Francis. And he does have the power and strength to launch one out of here today.
Frymuth enters with a .285 batting average, second best on the team, 35 hits and 16 runs
Look
scored.
out.
As he goes right back up the middle. What a snag by Josh King.
That was a lifesaver right there, my friend.
Well, we're going to head to the top of the second inning with Bethel up 1-0. Been an exciting game so far here at the Ash Center.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at ONE, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the top of the second inning. Nice catch there by Josh King after Noah Frymuth just lasered that ball right at him. Ryan, like you said, that might be the hardest hit ball in this game, and it's now.
Yeah, as a former baseball player, the one you hate the most is that shot you hit so hard that you don't even get out of the batter's box and somebody's already caught it, and that happened to Frymuth right there. He about took the pitcher's head off. Like I said to you in the break, the pitcher, King, might for Bethel, might have to go get a new pair of pants.
So this is number 17, Kenny Koblenz. And
that's a catcher there that's up to bat, too, and he's saying the ball hit his foot. His head coach here, the coach is coming down here, too, as well to talk to the official, but that didn't appear to have hit his foot. It might have gone behind him and came back out fair, which does make it a fair ball. Now the officials looks like they're going to go talk to each other, both umpires.
Let's see what we can see here on the replay. That's Seth Zartman, the head coach for Bethel. And that ball definitely looked like it hit off the batter.
Yeah. And no, the officials won't change it. They're gonna say the ball did not hit him, and that'll be a 1 pitch, 1 out thus far for Dane Hoffman.
Ryan, here in the replay, you see the ball, it kind of hits straight down, and it bounces off the batter, and you can see it pops out to the right.
Yeah, unfortunately, the officials don't get the benefit that you and I get to see review, and that's an easy out.
That's going to bring up Andrew Miranda, the left fielder. Miranda entering today with a .209 batting average, swings at that first pitch. That's a single.
Oh, it goes right through the leg of the center fielder.
So Sullivan, Miranda now going to run to third. That's a single with an E8. And with 1 out here, Bethel with a runner in scoring position.
So Miranda takes the second pitch of the inning, drives it straight back up the middle, goes through the center fielder's leg, and he gets all the way to third base, and that'll bring up Luke Adams now.
Adams, the shortstop, scored the only run for Bethel in this game, had a double in his first AB, and it was a sharply hit ball.
Yeah, into the right center field gap, and now St. Francis will play in here down a run.
First pitch up in the zone for ball one. Folks, once again, I do apologize about the flickering. Still have yet to figure that out. Can't replicate it in the office, just happens here at the field, so it's a camera issue.
Yeah, you got a lot of wind today, too. Last time you were here, you just had a lot of cold.
Yeah, cold and wind. It's not happening over at the softball field, so Ryan, I still just can't figure it out. 2-0. Beautiful looking pitch in there for strike number one.
Yeah, he's still working that corner here on the leadoff batter. Trying to get him to hit something right on the ground to his infielders.
Nobody holding on Miranda as that ball's hit right at Snyder. Snyder playing in. Did a great job looking the runner back to third. So we got 2 outs now for the number 2 hitter, Colin Affolter.
And his last at bat, he doubled into the left, well, almost hit it out of here, hit the right at the bottom of the fence and bounced off and ended up with a double, but a big out there. Hoffman only thrown, I think that's the 5th pitch of this inning, to be honest with you.
Ryan, I know last year Huntington had a player drafted, and Snyder's only a junior. But what do you think about his possibilities at the next level with the defense that he brings to the field?
Well, defense is a good way to get drafted and get, at least into the minor leagues, and things can happen from there. Just ask Kevin Kiermaier. I don't know if anybody would have picked him right away to be doing what he's doing in the pros, but he got into college and got drafted and got seen. But Snyder plays a good shortstop. I don't know if that translates to the next level. He may be more of a second baseman type at that level. But, yeah, he has good fundamentals over there at shortstop. He makes all the plays, got a good, strong arm as well.
0-2's the count. Beautiful. Dane Hoffman picks up his first strikeout of the game as Bethel leaves a runner stranded at third base. We head to the bottom of the second. Pilots up 1-0.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championship. Welcome back here in the bottom of the second inning. Bethel up 1-0. Josh King made a great play against Noah Frymuth there in the bottom of the first inning. He's going to face Tyler Prince here to lead it off in the bottom of the second. And Ryan, you're an assistant coach at Southside High School. You guys actually play Bishop Luers tonight, which was Tyler's high school last year.
Yeah, absolutely. We played them this past Tuesday night here at the Ash Center. We were able to beat them 6-2. They're fundamentally sound. They're a young team, but unfortunately they've had some suspensions and some issues over there with some attitudes, and they're doing a little bit of a youth movement now to try to correct some of that culture that had gone bad. Coach Stansky's a good guy, and he'll get it turned around. It may not be this year, though, for Bishop Luers.
And Coach Stansky, you said, is in his first season at Bishop Luers.
Yeah, correct. He was at Snyder for a long time. In fact, he helped both in the baseball program and the football program at Snyder, and comes right over to Luers and has to deal with some issues that he probably wishes he wouldn't have to work with.
So Prince is going to lay off that second pitch for ball number 1. 1-1's your count. Tyler with the best batting average on the team at .320 entering today. 33 hits and 15 runs scored and 103 at-bats. 2 home runs, 14 RBI. Had a big home run at Indiana Wesleyan earlier in conference play. Drills this ball into right field,
That's
Ryan.
carrying. Nope.
He went with that, and that's a nice snag by the right fielder, Jesse Zepeda.
Yeah, he went with that 1-1 curveball that was a little bit out and away, and he took it the opposite field and almost got it to the warning track before Zepeda caught it.
That's going to bring the plate Keaton Sullivan, center fielder. Keaton batting .242 on the season, 30 hits, 13 runs scored, and 124 ABs. Has 1 home run and 19 RBI, 7 walks, 32 strikeouts for Keaton Sullivan. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Keaton's got to feel pretty good after Bethel left Andrew Miranda stranded at third base.
Yeah, on his 2-bag air. The ball 5 holding.
Second pitch looked to be inside for ball 1.
Even King here looks like he's lost a little bit of velocity out even of the first inning. Maybe that's when that line drive came right back at him, knocked a little bit of wind out of him.
He did good to get his mitt up to catch that ball. If not, like you said, it could have been off his forehead.
Well, we heard Freemuth when he came in, he said if he didn't catch that, that would have bounced off his forehead. You know, because he had a really good look at it.
Yeah, we'll have to tweet that play out so they can have some fun with it.
It's not really a game changer, really. It's a lifesaver, more or less, for Fisher or King of Bethel.
So 1-2 your count. King 3 up, 3 down there in the first inning, so very effective on the bump so far. 17 total pitches in this game. Swing and a miss.
Took a little something off of that. Little slower curveball there, slider that broke down and away, and Sullivan not able to see it early enough to adjust and probably not swing at it.
That's the second strikeout in 5 batters for King. That'll bring to the plate Jack Harris, the DH. Jack also from Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger High School.
His former school had a big win last night here on the high school SAC conference game, taking out Concordia in their first conference games of the year.
Jack batting .253 entering today. 20 hits, 10 runs scored, and 79 ABs. Does have a triple on the season, 8 walks, 20 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases for Jack Harris.
I believe it's 2-0. There we go. Scoreboard updated to 2-0 here. So
good looking scoreboard.
Yeah,
easy
absolutely.
to read.
Not in center, so it doesn't really affect the pitcher's eye or the catcher. Bit by bit, the Ash Center's starting to come together here. And their first tournament's this weekend, by the way.
Is that a World Baseball Academy tournament?
It is. I happened to run into Andy McMenamin as I walked in, and he said, hey, you know what this weekend is? I said, rain, so that means you have your first tournament. He said, you are 100% correct.
Now, you used to coach AWP. Will they be competing in that tournament?
I don't know. They have switched. You know, we don't have AWP teams per se anymore. That's a good curveball there by King. But we have Indiana Chargers, and I'm not really affiliated with that baseball program with AWP. Mm-hmm. Still, my kids go there to train, but as far as baseball goes, I'm not sure if they'll be here or not.
2-2 to Jack Harris. Just a bit inside. So we got a full count. This is the first full count for Josh King in this game.
Yeah, see if he decides to go off speed here or if he's just going to rear back and throw it.
King's got 4 first pitch strikes so far and 6 batters faced.
Oh, he did. He took something off of it, threw a high curveball and was missed.
King 3 strikeouts through 2 innings. Bethel's up 1-0 as we head to the top of the third here at the Ash Center.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future my family, my fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championship. Welcome back, everyone. Bethel up 1-0. The Pilots with 4 hits in this game. St. Francis with 0. The Cougars with 1 error. Bethel with 0 errors. And leading it off for the Pilots will be Eric Kelver, the third baseman. Kelver was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat back in the first. On deck is going to be the cleanup hitter, Mike Wathier.
Yeah, Kelver, he just stood right there and took a curveball right in the thigh in his last at bat, and they hit him again.
So once again, Kelver will take first base.
He almost got hit in the exact same spot. It was just a little higher up on his top of his thigh, middle of the thigh this time.
And you can see he loves it. He's got a big smile on his face over there at first base. He got to be just crowding the plate.
Well, yes, partially, but you got to kind of have a different mindset to stand on top of the plate as you get against guys that throw pretty hard. But I'm sure the coach loves it.
Wathier popped out in his first AB. That was the infield fly that I believe Hoffman took.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right on that.
Oh, no, that was Tanner Gaff, I do believe. No, I have a FO1.
Yeah.
0-1's your count to Wathier.
Not much of a lead over there by the runner. He only had about a 2.5-step lead, and now coaches are sending guys into the gaps. Evidently got a good scouting report here on him.
Kelver with 0 stolen bases on the season.
Yeah, and Wathier, Coach Butcher there informing his outfielders to play more right center on Wathier. You know, you play these teams every once in a while, you get a pretty good read on where they can hit the ball or their tendencies. Oh, there's a high chop.
One hop chop to Gaff, goes over to Tussing. So out at second base is Eric Kelver on the 5-4. Wathier at first base on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, it's a tough double play there, Chance, but nice job by the third baseman Gaff as he got rid of the ball quickly and at least gave his team a chance to make a play here. But the lefty up once again, his last at bat, he hit a laser beam right back up the middle.
That's Mason Love, had a single back in the first.
He swings at the first pitch. That's something you know, as you play over here as a high school teams now, you're not used to it because when you play at your home field, you never have to worry about foul balls coming on your field. And then you come here and there's 3 games going on and balls are flying all over the place.
For Dane Hoffman, 9 first pitch strikes in this game, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good way to start. And, you know, right there was a good changeup he tried to throw down and away to Love, the batter. And it's a good pitch against a lefty.
Hoffman 28 strikes and 10 balls in this game so far. So another one's fouled away.
Love wanted to hit that one hard. Boy, that thing was up in the zone just under his letters there. And you see that in the day like today with the wind blowing out, and you're really taking a hack.
Mason Love entering today with a .272 batting average. Once again, these Pilots, once you get into conference-only statistics, they only got 1 batter batting over 300, and that's Luke Adams, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and on the season they're 11-21, so they've had their ups and downs for sure.
The 2-2 from Hoffman.
Good pitch.
Another one low and away.
Yeah, Love can't do a whole lot with that. You're going to hit that on the ground to the shortstop usually if you do hit that one. And that's exactly what Hoffman wants. He wants that double play ball to get hit right to his slick fielding shortstop for sure.
The 2-2, once again to Love.
There it is.
It's going to be picked up by Gaff.
Ooh.
As that throw goes over the head of Justice Tussing.
Ball was just a little bit to his right, too. I think it crossed him up as the runner came in and got into his feet. He wasn't able to catch that one. It was a tough play there by Gaff. So he had to go towards second to make that play and just put a little too much mustard on it. Good job by McCowan out in right field to be backing that up. And now the big hitter up now.
That brings the plate Jesse Cepeda. Runners at first and second with one out. First pitch is a ball.
That last inning for Hoffman really helped him out. He didn't throw a whole lot of pitches, less than 10 in that inning, and that's allowed him to get into this third inning well rested. There's a high fly ball. It's coming down in no man's land.
Frymuth, who was playing deep, catches up to it. And Ryan, you talked about his speed for as big as he is.
Yeah, he had a good read on it, too. He broke right away, and like I said, that was in no man's land. Really, the shortstop doesn't want to catch that, and good thing that Freemuth saw it right away. Big out there for St. Francis as they try to hold Bethel to nothing here in the top of the third.
It's going to bring up Siam Laffey. Laffey in his first at-bat grounded up the middle, and it was a great play by David Snyder with the unassisted out.
Oh, off the first baseman's glove.
That gets past Tyler Prince. Coming home to score will be Wathier for the second run of the game for Bethel.
That ball was smoked right at the first baseman, and Prince couldn't do much with it because it about took his glove right off his hand.
So an RBI single by Laffey is going to bring up Kenny Koblenz. Koblenz, who grounded out to Dane Hoffman in his first AB.
Let's see what the catcher puts on here. Generally in this situation as a catcher, you're putting on throwing the runner out with 2 outs. And I'm sure that's exactly what plays on here for St. Francis.
So that's Laffey at first base and Love at third. First pitch, slow roller over to Gaff. He'll come up firing for out number 3. Bethel picks up one more run as they're up 2-0 heading to the bottom of the second here at the Ash Center.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at ONE, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back, everybody. Bethel picks up their second run of the game there in the top half of the third inning. And Ryan, just a weird play there between Tanner Gaff and Justice Tussing as the ball looked like it was thrown pretty much right at the head. Just looked like it was thrown in an awkward spot for Tussing.
Well, I think for Tussing, the runner slid in and got some of his feet, which knocked his balance off a little bit. And when that happens, you lose, your eyesight changes on the ball, and that may have been exactly what happens because that's what you teach the runner, get into the feet of the fielder there so they can't turn the double play. Just ask the Red Sox and the Yankees about that, as that started a little bit of a Donnybrook this past week, and it's good to see that those teams are back to their old ways.
I was going to say, there's been some a little bit of controversy with that play, too, this past MLB season.
Absolutely. Although I will say this, that he was in the neighborhood of the play, and that's exactly what the rule states. You have to be in the neighborhood of the play, and the runner was for the Yankees, and he went to the inside and clearly got the second baseman of the Red Sox, and it is what it is. It's professional baseball. There's a good first swing right there on a fastball.
So Justice Tussin going to foul it off the backstop here. 0-1's the count. He enters today with a 172 batting average, 5 hits, 6 runs scored, and 29 at-bats, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts on the season for Justice Tussing.
And I know I heard the coaches here for St. Francis talking between innings, jump on that first pitch fastball because he hasn't thrown anything off speed to start a batter off there, and he's just going to go strictly hard stuff here on the bottom half of the lineup for St. Francis.
Josh King, 3 strikeouts through 6 batters faced, so a good start to this game for King, who flashed the leather in the first inning.
All right, there's a perfect 0-2 pitch. I know a lot of teams want to throw 0-2 curveball, but you hang that and it gets hit into right field. You make a 100 hitter or a 300 hitter real quick doing that. But the catcher did a nice job there calling a pitch down and away, a fastball, and changing the eyesight here a little bit of the batter.
1-2 now to King.
Ooh, that might get through. It does.
Tussing with a nice leadoff single into right field. That was Laffey going after it, but could not catch up to that ball, Ryan.
Yeah, and they did a nice job there because he was working that way when he hit the first foul ball off of it. He had a good swing on a pitch, and he was right there on King's fastball once again. He pounds it through the right side, and that'll bring up Mikhail McCowan and see if maybe St. Francis goes a little small ball here just to get a runner in scoring position. McCowan a good bunter.
Ryan, Coach Roberts is known for his small ball manufacturing runs.
Well, we'll see right here.
First pitch to McCowan. Down low for ball 1. McHale comes into today's game batting 170 on the season, 8 hits, 6 runs scored, and 47 at-bats.
Just a true freshman.
5 RBI, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts, and 3 stolen bases. So he's a stolen base threat on the base pass.
He'll swing at it.
That's going to fall into center field. So back-to-back singles, and the Cougars rolling here in the bottom of the third.
Absolutely, and that'll bring up Belleville. I'm not sure if that's right or not.
It's Matt Vollmer.
Vollmer will be up. Looked at the wrong number there.
No, it's the right number.
Oh, I'm just, okay. I thought I looked at the wrong number there, but I'm sure they may go bunt here. I'm trying to see who's on. Oh, Snyder's on deck, so I would anticipate a bunt here, and it looks like Bethel is as well, as they've brought in both corner infielders here. And it'd be interesting to see how they go ahead and defend this with the second baseman playing so far over. He's never going to be able to get over.
So Vollmer flashed the bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. Matt normally wears number 15 but didn't have his jersey today, so he's wearing 26.
Gotcha. And still Bethel stays with that second baseman holding the runner on. And now the first baseman will come up, and we'll see if the shortstop decides to hold on.
Vollmer batting 176 on the season, 9 hits, 0 runs scored, and 51 at-bats. 10 strikeouts, 2 walks for Matt Vollmer. 0 outs here with runners at first and second.
Oh, good bunt down the third baseline. That's
beautifully
fair. That's some trouble right there.
So a perfectly placed bunt there by Matt Vollmer, and we have bases loaded with 0 outs.
So 3 singles in this inning. And Snyder, the leadoff batter for St. Francis, now with the chance to do some serious damage. These next couple batters for St. Francis do a nice job, and it looks like you have a courtesy runner going out there. Is that Brady Harris?
That's number 20, Brady Harris, the sophomore from Muncie, Indiana.
The corners will come in for Bethel here. The middle will stay back. They want to go for a double play depth look here. They're willing to give up a run being up 2-0.
Snyder swinging at the first pitch, fouled away.
Yeah, they went through this whole lineup throwing first pitch fastball, and now the second time through, he's still starting him with a fastball, and the advantage now goes to the batters.
0-1 your count to David Snyder. Snyder, who walked back in the first inning. Ryan, he ended up being out on the base pass after that interference call.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened there because he had a good first at bat, and then the interference on Gaff caused him to be out at second. He was going to clearly have second base swiped. But now he has a chance to, and he'll just call timeout, get out of the box, and stay on his time and try to disrupt the timing of the pitcher, King, who's in a bit of a pickle here in the bottom of the third.
It's Justice Tussing at third base, just 90 feet away from getting the Cougars' first run.
Oh, that ball.
Ball in the dirt, gets past the catcher.
Didn't see it.
Yep, he had a hard time picking it up. So Justice Tussing scores the first run of the game after the pass ball.
And that's only about the third curveball that King has thrown here in this inning. The other two, one was fouled off and the other one got shot through the right side by Tussing for a single to get this inning started. Now he goes curveball in the turf there. You know, on the turf you get that skip rather than that big bounce you get on dirt, but that's an advantage to St. Francis right now because that ball got up off the catcher, up in the air, and he couldn't locate it, and Tussing read it perfectly and scored.
That's Kenny Koblenz, the catcher.
Sure, he's loving this weather all the way from Florida.
1-1 your count. Big cut by Snyder down this count now, 1-2. Snyder went down to get that one, Ryan.
Yeah, he was thinking opposite field on that one. He was looking for a pitch away. He got it but missed it. And that's a good piece of hitting there by Snyder to think that, because you hit it to that right side, you get another run, you tie this game up, and you put a runner over at third base.
Plus,
still no outs.
Laffey right there playing at second base. So a big gap there between him and the first baseman, Wathier.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why Laffey's going over to cover that guy at second. He means nothing right there, and that's exactly what I think the shortstop just told him as well. For St. Francis, I'm sure they would love to have him stay over there and keep barking at that guy at second.
It's Brady Harris, the courtesy runner for Matt Vollmer.
2-2 count.
Josh King in a little bit of a pickle here.
And he goes slider down and away again.
So that's going to be King's fourth strikeout of the game. 1 out for your batter, Tanner Gaff.
So if Tanner Gaff looks to get something inside here to try to drive it.
Gaff struck out in his first at-bat, entering today with a .244 batting average.
Looks like if he can hit the ball to right or to center, that will get 2 runs home because the outfielders are playing extremely deep in those 2 positions. Our left fielder has snuck in a little bit here, but he's a lefty with a good arm.
King out of the stretch. That first pitch is going to miss low and outside for ball 1.
Once again, King working that outside corner against Gaff. Freemuth on deck. It's a guy that St. Francis wants to get up there in this situation after that laser. He hit it in his last at bat.
1-0. Ball in the dirt.
So it goes changeup on 1-0, and that ball dives down to the left side of Gaff, and he decides to lay off of it. Now he's looking for one pitch. That pitch, I'm sure his pitch is probably middle in, and he'll look to turn on it, and that's exactly what some of the players here in the dugout are yelling out. Don't miss this one.
So the 2-0 from King. Gaff chomping at the bit at the plate.
It's a good take there by Gaff. That's not a pitch you can do much with down around the knees. Still even the shortstop out there trying to sneak behind the runner at second base.
Tanner Gaff listed at 6'4", 205 pounds. Big third baseman. 2-1.
In the dirt again. Same pitch.
So King here in the third inning.
He's thrown a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and his the amount of balls that he's thrown has gone up. He's 23 strikes and 18 balls so far in this game. The 3-1 to Tanner Gaff.
Ooh, took a big hack at that, didn't he?
Gaff's got a nice swing, too.
Gaff was looking to put that one off the outfield fences.
It just seems like he's got like a long extension on that swing. Kind of reminds you of Griffey Jr.
Yeah, a little bit, yep. Now he's just looking to put this ball in play and drive in McCowan from third base and moving his other runner over. And a long time here between the catcher and pitcher here, trying to get their signs the same. And now it looks like King's going to call his catcher out there, and they're going to discuss what to throw. Gaff here with full count.
So obviously these guys have a game plan going into the game, different for every single batter they face?
Yeah, pretty much so. I'm sure that they study that probably on their bus rides into the games, especially the battery, the pitcher, and the catchers and the relief pitchers, all getting on the same pages on what to throw to certain batters in certain counts and what the tendencies are of Gaff here or Freemuth on deck. And you want to pitch away from those as much as possible, and a good catcher usually has got that down pat.
Bethel sporting the Russell jerseys. St. Francis wearing Nike. Gaff with a swing and a miss. The second strikeout of the game for Tanner Gaff. That's the second out here for the Cougs. That's going to bring up Noah Frymuth. And Noah might have Josh King's number here.
I'm sure Coach Roberts certainly hopes so. And it looks like now the catcher and pitcher once again going to make sure they're on the same page, because King, the pitcher, does not want another ball coming back at his forehead here as Gaff strikes out on a changeup. It's a good pitch because you have a base open in that situation. Did Bethel, and they elected to go with that changeup, and it was successful. Now 2 outs and a chance for Freemuth now to do some damage here.
McCowan at third base. Brady Harris at second for Noah Frymuth.
Frymuth takes that one up. It wouldn't shock me here if Bethel pitches around him and tries to maybe take their chances with the next hitter.
That's Tyler Prince, who popped out to right field in his first at-bat. But Prince still is a freshman. Ryan, he's probably going to make the All-Crossroads League team as a freshman. Pass ball, Mikhail McCowan.
And that'll get another run. 2 pass balls, 2 runs in this inning for the Cougs.
St. Francis ties it at 2.
Just by watching the body language of the catcher and the pitcher, I think the catcher called one pitch and the pitcher threw a different one. And they're still barking at each other as they walk back and forth here. And now a 2-0 count and a chance for Frymuth to just absolutely swing out of his shoes.
There's a lot to this game.
There is, yeah. Tell me about it. That's why I have short hair as a coach. Chance for St. Francis to take the lead now.
Brady Harris at third. Frymuth pops it up. Center fielder. He's got it for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. We are tied at 2 here at the Ash Center.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab. AWP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics. The industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for champions. Welcome back, everybody. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Noah Frymuth hit that ball about a mile up in the air, Ryan.
Absolutely, that thing just the outfielder just waited and waited and waited. In football, you'd say that's some good hang time, and it certainly was. But St. Francis ties it up there in the bottom of the 3rd, and now they'll be pitching at the bottom half of the lineup for Bethel.
Here in the top of the 4th inning, that's Andrew Miranda leading it off. So that first pitch is in for ball 1.
Hoffman working the batters in on first pitch. It's a good idea. Move them off the plate, then work away. Change up.
That ball
slapped
right into left field. Frymuth comes up firing. Beautiful throw over there to Tussing.
Absolutely, but the runner took absolutely the worst turn I've seen ever going into first base, as he basically ran right at it and stopped and turned left. I'm not sure what his batting average is for the runner. Maybe he didn't know it was down, actually. Now a chance for Bethel. See if they look for some small ball.
This is the leadoff batter, Luke Adams. Adams 1 for 2, had a double back in the first. It's amazing how this game has swung.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum.
Dane Hoffman now in control, and it seems like Josh King is struggling a little bit on the mound.
Yeah, he threw a lot of pitches in that last inning. Went full count quite a bit, but Hoffman here looking to get a ground ball for a double play. A lot of signs there by our third base coach. See if they put a little hit and run action on. Looks like the runner might be leaning. He is going.
This
Swung
ball
on.
Drilled into right center
That
field.
might score a run.
Keaton Sullivan picks it up cleanly, fires it in. Snyder has it. And that's a beautiful piece of hitting there, Ryan. The hit and run was on, and Luke Adams drove it.
Yeah, he got one he could take, and he hit it right into the right center field gap, right where he hit his first ball. And Adams drives in the run to give Bethel the lead once again, 3-2.
Well, Miranda may not have turned first that well, but boy, he ran from first to home pretty well.
He sure did. He did a lot better job of running the bases right there. Maybe first isn't his forte.
Colin Affolter, now your batter number 7, struck out looking back in the second inning and had an RBI double back in the first. His team up 3-2.
St. Francis brings the corners up. Maybe anticipating a bunt here, but no outs. Good possibility.
Ryan,
Yep.
that hit,
Up.
popped straight up. Vollmer going after it. Good hustle by the catcher. Ryan, that's one thing, I noticed about Bethel's catcher and Koblenz. Didn't seem like he was that fast, behind the plate.
Yeah, getting up and moving around. You're right.
And Vollmer just got after that.
Yeah, he got up real quick.
So 0-1 is your count now to Colin Affolter.
You just don't know. Maybe the catcher for the Pilots, maybe he's not their everyday catcher too. At this point of the year, you've played a lot of games.
Ryan, if you're Coach Seth Zartman for Bethel, you got to feel great about how his team responded.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a nice bunt, a sac bunt, gets that runner over to third base. Adams now standing right in front of us after his RBI double there, and that'll bring up the 3-hitter who all he's done today has been hit twice and seen 2 pitches.
Eric,
yeah, he's seen 2 pitches.
Eric Kelver coming up to the plate, a stocky player. Kelver's listed at 5'9", 195.
Yep, and they'll bring the infield in, and they may be anticipating maybe a squeeze play here, but I doubt it at this point of the game. Kelver's probably looking for something he's going to get to hit finally.
Snyder and Tussing playing on the grass, or what would be the grass.
Yeah, right on the edge there. I have noticed here, even when we've played out here, there's still a little bit of lip out there from where all the different colors meet because the ground underneath hasn't settled just yet. Good pitch.
Ball driven into right field. And Mikhail McCowan did not get a good jump on that ball, Ryan, as he retreated right away.
Yeah, not a good read off the bat there. A lot of times you can tell how well a ball's hit by the ping of the bat, and that did not sound good. And McCowan thought that ball was going to go deeper than it did, and it dropped about 10 feet right in front of him.
Still, that's an RBI single there for Kelver. It's going to bring up Mike Wathier.
Kelver's just glad he didn't get hit for the 3rd time.
He seemed pretty happy the first 2 ABs.
You do until you get hit there the 3rd time, and the next morning you wake up and your leg won't move. I've been hit twice in the back in one game, and it's hard to move around the next day. Good pitch.
First pitch is a strike to Mike Wathier.
Hoffman with a little zip on that one.
Wathier entering today with a .280 batting average.
Come on, Dan, you roll when you're out of it.
He's listed at 6'2", Ryan. He looks
No
taller
way.
than that.
He's got to be taller than that.
Got to be at least 6'4", 6'5".
Because he's put together pretty well.
1-1 your count with one out here. Hoffman with a runner at first. That ball is drilled into right field.
Good play there by Cowan to keep that ball in front as Wathier and he comes up limping running to first base.
It's going to bring up Mason Love, the DH. Reached on a E4. That's actually a fielder's choice. Had a single back in the first.
So double play still on here for St. Francis. This young man hit his first bat, hit a line shot up the middle. And now he skies one over here towards third base. Does the Gaff have room? He caught it.
Gaff right on the fence. That's a tough play right there, Ryan.
Absolutely, it was a tough play. I mean, the distance between him and the fence and the ball, Josh, was only about this much. It was less than a foot. I mean, he was caught it right up against the fence there, and he basket catched it. Little Willie Mays Hayes action there, but Gaff got to the fence early, which helped him out in that win. Probably brought that ball right back for him.
This is the right fielder, Jesse Cepeda.
And he gets drilled, to say the least.
Cepeda reached on a fielder's choice. He was 0 for 1 in this game, still is 0 for 1. Standing on first base. We got bases loaded with 2 outs.
And that ball looked like it stuck to him.
Brings up Siam Laffey.
Laffey, the second baseman. Chance to do more damage for the Pilots here in the top of the fourth.
First pitch is a swing and a miss for Siam Laffey. Big cut by the second baseman.
The outfielders are still playing pretty deep here. Good changeup.
You know, Ryan, Bethel College entering today ranked number 4 in the country, averaging 2.5 errors per game. They have 1 error so far in this one. St. Francis with 2.
Yeah, giving teams extra at bats is never a good thing.
Hoffman. This is low. 2-1 your count.
Good hitters count here for Laffey. 2 outs, 2-1 count. His team leads by 2. He's got the bases loaded, a chance to drive in some more runs. He hits it right off the fist up the middle.
2 runs going to come home to score.
Ooh.
A little bit of a collision at third base. That was Cepeda. So a 2 RBI single for Laffey.
Laffey stayed at first on the throw. It was actually a pretty good throw by Sullivan into third base. Just skipped off that turf and went right through Gaff, and he and Cepeda ended up tangled up. But 2 RBIs there for Laffey. The lead is now 4 for Bethel, 6-2. And they'll have first and third with 2 outs. See if they try a little hit and run or just a straight steal here.
Kenny Koblenz, the catcher, now at the plate. He's the 9th batter in this inning for Bethel.
Looks like St. Francis is going to get a little activity going down in their bullpen here.
That'll be number 10, Chandler Rivera, 6'1", 185-pound senior.
They'll head down to the bullpen to get ready here. Hoffman trying to keep the ball down, trying to get a ground ball here.
Koblenz up in this count 2-0. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Grounded out to Hoffman, the pitcher, and also to Gaff, the third baseman.
Come on, Dana. Come on, 7. Go, Yang. Come on, baby.
Hoffman continues to throw strikes. They're just hitting them where they aren't right now. There's a good pitch.
Beautiful looking pitches. Once again, with that sidearm delivery, those pitches just tailing off.
Single to left.
One hopper to Noah Frymuth will score Jesse Cepeda laughing now at second base after the RBI single.
And Vollmer going to go out and talk to his pitcher here to try to let his relief pitcher get a little extra work down in the bullpen and get ready to go. And 5-run lead here. St. Francis answered with 2, and the Pilots answering with 5.
11 hits now for Bethel. Cougars with 3 hits in this game.
Cougars, you know, they can get back in here. They can get back into this game. The King, the pitcher for the Pilots, was a really wild last inning, and St. Francis's bottom half of the line had did a nice job of getting 3 straight hits and getting them those 2 runs.
Miranda, who started off this inning at the plate, had a single and a run scored, takes that first pitch for ball 1.
Come on, Dane, focus in, get it. Okay, nobody off.
Second one misses outside.
And we'll have a visit to the mound. Coach Roberts will take his time walking out there, give his relief pitcher a chance to get warmed up a little bit more out there. A 2-0 count here, but you can hear now that you've turned on the other mic that the wind is really howling out of the west.
Well, Chandler Rivera down the bullpen with a 7.59 ERA, a 2-1 record. In 21.1 innings pitched, he's given up 23 hits, 19 runs, 18 of those earned, 12 walks, 14 strikeouts, and opposing batters are hitting .267 against Rivera.
Our official now will stroll out there to try to speed up the conference here between Coach Roberts and his pitcher. I'm sure this may be his last batter either way. I'm not sure. Do you have a pitch count there on your screen?
Got it up for King right now, who's at a total of 46 pitches.
I got to think Hoffman's in that 70-75 range, maybe a little more.
Hoffman at 69.
Yeah, so he's getting close to that 70 pitch mark here in just 3 2/3.
So 3-0's the count.
In the top of the lineup, looming.
Ryan, how much time do you think the relief pitchers normally need to get warmed up?
Depends on the kid, to be honest with you. I know some of my guys need forever to get loose, and some of my guys need about 6 pitches. I was that way as a relief pitcher. I only needed maybe about 10 pitches, and I felt good and loose and ready to go. Some pitchers need 30. You know, it just depends on the young man.
Yeah, but you were used to playing the field, correct?
Yeah, yep. There's a pop-up coming to Gaff.
Gaff did a good job of getting into position for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bethel's up 7-2 over your Cougs.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back to the Ash Center. Bethel up 7-2 after the 5-run top of the 4th inning for the Pilots. It's going to be interesting to see how St. Francis responds here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ryan, like you said, Josh King struggling a little bit there in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, you know, he was pressing a little bit in that last inning. Him and his catcher never really seemed to have gotten on the same page through that bottom half of the Cougars lineup. But now he's, once again, he's got a 5-run lead here to just rear back and throw the ball and see if he can get some quick outs here. But, you know, Bethel in that last inning, the Cougars made no errors. I mean, it was all hits. So the Pilots did a nice job there of just doing their own business and getting base hits. Lots of singles in there, sprinkle in a double, and next thing you know, you got 5 extra runs on the board.
King currently with 46 pitches, 26 strikes, and 20 balls. You know, Ryan, he gave up 3 singles to start off the bottom of the third, but then rebounded with 2 strikeouts and was able to get Frymuth to pop out to center field. I mean, those 2 strikeouts, that's your number 1 and number 2 batter.
Yeah, absolutely, Gaff. And Snyder there getting strikeouts there. Big outs for King. And now Prince with a chance to get the Cougars rolling here in the bottom of the 4th. And he'll swing at the first pitch.
Prince drills it right at the left fielder. That's Andrew Miranda for out number 1.
He hit a slow curveball. Just got a little bit out front on that. And basically, what the left fielder do, move about a foot.
A foot to his left.
Yep, and that was it.
So that's going to bring up Keaton Sullivan, who struck out in his first AB. Going back to Tyler Prince, though, a pop out to right field, and then that line shot to left field in his first 2 at-bats.
He's getting some good timing on King, even though he hasn't seen many pitches.
That first pitch is going to be a ball to Prince.
You know, you really thought St. Francis that last inning had something big going when that bunt went down by Vollmer, and nobody was even around to cover it. And they had bases loaded, no outs, and only ended up getting 2 runs out of all of that. And there's a bad throw by the catcher. And that's the way the catcher and the pitcher don't stay on the same page, when the catcher doesn't throw a good ball back to the pitcher.
Nonetheless, their team's up 7-2.
Yeah, they are. 3-0 count here now.
2-0 to Prince. Excuse me, to Sullivan as he fouls that one away.
So the scoreboard was different.
Scoreboard was different. I was waiting to see if it was going to be a strike on that second one, but
well, some of the guys just not used to running the scoreboard. Is this the first game St. Francis has had a scoreboard up? So yeah, we were here Monday and there were no scoreboards.
We were here Wednesday and the scoreboard was up, but the lights weren't working. But man, they got the signage up, got signs out on the outfield fence from the sponsors. Another one drilled out to left field, Miranda.
Oh, and he missed it. It hit his glove. It ticked his glove. You could hear it.
I bet you what?
So Sullivan doing a good job of running that one out, Ryan, because sure enough, Miranda was trying to block the sun with his mitt and just lost it at the last second.
Yeah, we heard Coach Butcher as the St. Francis outfielders came in. If you need glasses, take them out there with you. And even though the left fielder, Miranda, had the glasses, he certainly did not see that ball. It was up there a long ways. And with that wind, it'll do some funny things with the ball. Now a chance for St. Francis to cut into the lead.
Ryan, you score that one a single?
Yeah, I think I would actually, because, I mean, it barely touches glove.
That brings the plate Jack Harris. Harris swings at the first pitch. That's drilled into right field. Sullivan's going to come home to score on the RBI single by Jack Harris.
And yet, we talked about it earlier, he doesn't start anybody off with a off-speed pitch. And the bottom of the lineup for St. Francis has figured him out a little bit, that he's throwing all fastballs. And Harris jumps on it right away and drills it into right field for an RBI single.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Ryan. You noticed that last inning that, the St. Francis coaches were saying jump on that first fastball.
And they were talking about it again in between innings here, that he doesn't start you off with anything other than a fastball. So look for it and hit it. And just as we say it, he starts tussing off with a slider down and away.
So Justice Tussing had a single and a run scored back in the 3rd inning. His second AB here in the 4th. Cougars only down by 4. Harris with a little bit of a lean towards first base there with his leadoff.
Can the bottom half of the lineup for St. Francis do it again?
Jack Harris is 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts on the season as Tussing drills that ball to left field.
That might be gone. It is.
It's
into the trees.
Justice Tussing with a 2-run home run pulls the Cougars to within 2 now, down 7-5.
So Tussing drives one over the left field fence into Rock Hill Park out there into some trees, and that will light a fire with the Cougs, and nobody goes down to the bullpen for the Pilots. That was one of those pitches that that was up again, and Tussing turns on it and just absolutely cracks it over the left field fence.
Beautiful hit there by Justice Tussing. It was drilled.
And you know what? It's the bottom of the lineup that's been doing the damage now. The 7, 8, 9 hitters have done a lot of work and produced some good runs here for the Cougars here. Now if they get the top half of the lineup going, they'll be in business as McCowan will step to the plate with 1 out. And King a little frustrated there. He even said that's on me by hit the umpire directly in the head.
So 1-0 is your count. It's Mikael McCowan, who had a single in his first AB. He scored a run on a pass ball, Ryan.
He sure did, and he's a good-looking freshman. There's some good talent here on St. Francis, especially in that freshman class.
I agree.
He was a good get for St. Francis.
He, along with his high school teammate, Tyler Prince.
Yeah, Mikael McCowan played for me summer ball 2 years ago and did a really nice job. Great kid, awesome family.
1-1's your count to McCowan. So the Cougars, after not so great of a top of the fourth, still battling here, only down by 2.
Had a chance to talk with Mikael McCowan's father on Tuesday night as we came here to play Bishop Luers. And just a real good guy, and real excited for Mikael's chances to play here at St. Francis.
2-1.
Change up.
Hey, come on, Mikael, let's go.
2-2 now your count. Boy, that ball by Justice Tussing was drilled one.
And it hit about halfway up into that tree out there in left center field. The flood zone, as we like to call it at the Parks Department.
Do we know the yardage out there, or how many feet to the corner and to center field?
That's got to be well over. That had to be well over 400-foot home run.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
because like you said, it was halfway up into the tree.
Yeah.
And most people can see on your screen right there, there's 3 signs on the left center field fence, and his home run went right over the middle sign, halfway up into that tree.
Yeah, right.
There's a ribbon dangling on that tree where it hit. 2-2 to Mikael McCowan.
And he takes a called third strike on the outer half. I think he was looking for something not called fastball right there.
That's the 6th strikeout of the game here for Josh King. That's going to bring up Matt Vollmer. Vollmer with that beautiful bunt just an inning ago.
It was a thing of beauty, to be honest with you.
Well, and it's like you said, Ryan, this is arguably one of the harder places to bunt.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he swings at first pitch.
Ryan, he went inside out on that one. Right fielder had to trap that ball. That's Jesse Cepeda.
If he doesn't stop that could probably rolls to the fence now that the ground's dried out. And who knows with Vollmer's wills if he's going to end up with a triple or even an inside the park home run, because the center fielder never even went over to back him up.
Vollmer, once again, will be pitch ran for, but it's really not due to a lack of athleticism. It's really just to speed up the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Get your catcher back in the dugout. He doesn't have to run as much. I actually love that rule that they've instituted now in college and high school, that you can do the courtesy runner for both pitchers and catchers, and it just helps speed up the game a little bit.
David Snyder now at the dish. He's 0 for 1 in this game, struck out in his last AB back in the 3rd.
There's another slider down and away. You can just see his slider by his grip, especially the angle we have on it sitting here in the dugout here. You can see just how he grips that ball, and when he comes through, what he's really throwing to the batters. Ooh, that was close.
King is not shy to go to first base.
No, we saw him in the first inning go over there 2 or 3 times on the first batter that got on, and that was Snyder. And he's gone over there quickly here, try to keep this runner close with 2 outs, and he knows the top of the lineup's now up for the Cougars.
1-0 is the count to David Snyder, shortstop.
See if possibly Coach Roberts puts a play on here and lets his runner run here. If he gets out, you got the top of the lineup starting your next inning. So we'll see what happens with 2 strikes, and maybe that's what Coach Butcher just came out and said to Coach Roberts. Let's maybe put this runner in motion, or maybe they might be talking about the for sure pitching change coming next inning for the Cougars.
Brady Harris 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts this year. Ooh, once again.
And he got slapped right in the head. I think King's thinking the same thing I was just thinking. Are they going to put somebody on top of the lineup here for the Cougars? And a good base runner out there for him as well.
You put a hit and run on?
No, I doubt it now with 2 outs.
1-1's the count. Snyder's going to take it inside for ball 2.
Yeah, another little slider there that stayed up. And then Snyder doesn't agree with the umpire on that one. He thinks he had that for sure. It looked like it was up from our angle as well. And now Coach Roberts putting some signs on here, so maybe the Cougars going to put this runner in motion here with 2 outs.
David Snyder with 19 walks on the season. That's 3rd best for the Cougs.
Not sure, but I think that first baseman gives the pitcher a sign as he gets ready to come set because he's looking right over there.
A nice target for King as Wathier is huge.
He certainly is. He covers up a lot of that bag over there. Yeah, I think Wathier gives him a sign as he looks over, and now he doesn't do it, so they don't go there. And there's a delayed steal. It's going to get sailed into center field almost.
Brady Harris now 3 for 3 stolen base attempts.
Yeah, delayed steal there by Harris. A good move. Did a little hop, waited till the catcher stood up, and then broke. And then, honestly, if the shortstop wouldn't have backed that up, that ball goes well into center field, and he comes to 3rd base. Now a big 2-2 count here for the leadoff batter, Snyder.
Ryan, why the delayed steal?
Well, because you just catch guys off balance out there in the middle of the field. It's really not something on the catcher. It's the middle of the field. They don't hear a runner, so they don't break over there. And then he takes off, and they're going back to their position. And you get it. And generally, you don't do that a lot unless you've got 1st and 3rd situation. But a good call there by Coach Roberts in that situation.
2-2 with 2 outs. Harris at 2nd.
Whoa, look out. That went behind the batter. And that was a curveball as well that just backdoored itself. Lucky that that ball did not go off the backstop.
King and his catcher, they stay communicating.
They do. So full count here now for Snyder. Chance for the Cougs to do some more damage. They're top of their lineup up now. And now King will step off again. He and the catcher just not in sync on some. Oh, I see why. After this pitch, we'll talk about why they're not in sync.
Full count, David Snyder with 2 outs.
Gets it off the fist. Big hop.
King's got it easily for out number 3. We'll be right back with you. Cougs pick up 3 more runs, down by 2, 7-5 after the big home run by Justice Tussing.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab. AWP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for champions. Welcome back, everybody, here in the top of the 5th inning. We do have a new pitcher. That's going to be number 10, Chandler Rivera. Rivera, 6'1", 185-pound senior.
Talked a little bit about why King and his catcher weren't on the same page, and I really hadn't been watching too much, but I see what they were doing there. They went from the standard signs with the fingers to signs like tapping the head, the chest, and the knee, and stuff like that. And if you're not, not on the same page there, and you're calling mask as a fastball, and the pitcher's thinking that was a changeup, then it can mess things up. And I think that's what was the deal between the catcher and the pitcher for the Pilots in the last couple innings, is when that runner got to second. There's a good throw down. So I believe it's the top of the lineup once again for the Pilots. Adams up once again.
Come on, Chandler.
So big thing here for the Cougars is, can they get a quick inning here as Rivera comes in to relieve Hoffman, who did a nice job. Didn't really walk many, hit a couple batters, 3 to be exact, and has left the game with his team still with a chance in striking distance to beat Bethel here as the top of the lineup comes up now with Adams at the plate. He's got a double and a single in the game. He'll swing at first pitch and hits it directly off his foot. And on this turf, you don't generally wear cleats unless you're wearing some molded. Actually, it looks like they are wearing spikes. He took that one right off his left foot. This is where, as a pitcher or catcher, Bulmer might go with a two-seamer in here, knowing that Adams just fouled one off his ankle.
Adams with 2 doubles, had an RBI double back in the 4th. 2 runs scored. He's 2 for 3 in this game.
Okay, let's go, Chandler.
Good curveball, and it's pounded again.
Keaton Sullivan snags it on the trot. First out of the inning.
So good start for Rivera, keeping the leadoff batter off the bases here to start this top of the 5th. And good start for St. Francis here. As if they can get through this 1, 2, 3, they'll have the heart of their lineup up once again against King, who's been struggling.
This is Colin Affolter, the center fielder. Colin is 1 for 3 in this game. Had a big RBI double in the first inning. 1-0 is your count.
So Rivera tried to throw off speed there. A little looked like a slider there that just slid out of his hands and continued to go to the right there into the left-handed batter's box. So 1-0 count.
(2-0) now. Rivera entering today with a 7.59 ERA in 21.1 innings pitched. Opposing hitters batting .267 against Rivera. Counts 2-1. Colin Affolter. Bethel sending 10 players to the plate back in the 4th.
Still trying to work on that curveball.
3-1's the count after the pitch in the dirt.
Oddly, all these games they've played, they've been worrying about keeping their hands warm. Today they're worrying about moisture on their hands because it's 75 degrees. That ball smoked to left. And it's long gone.
Another home run here. This one by Colin Affolter.
Ball landed probably about 20 to 25 feet beyond the left field fence, just to the right of the foul pole. And Frymuth out there knew, he ran over there and stopped about 20 feet from the fence and knew that ball was gone.
Well, that's going to tie him with Eric Kelver for a team high 4 home runs on the season.
And Kelver will be your batter here.
Let's go, Tim.
Kelver with a single and hit twice.
So
He went after that first pitch, Jeff, with a mighty swing.
0-1's your count.
If he had hit that, he'd have hit it to the basketball court over there at Rock Hill.
Kelver did have a RBI single and a run scored back in the 4th inning. 1-for-1 in this game, but has reached base in his first 3 at-bats. Down in this one, 0-2.
Yeah, so he gets a high fastball, he swings through and fouls into the catcher's glove, and then Rivera does a smart thing, throws him a changeup, and he swings about a day early.
The 0-2.
They're going to go up again. At least that's where the catcher wanted it, but Rivera went out.
Kelver's a senior, 5'9", 195.
Oh, good curveball. That thing bit late.
Ballmer doing a great job holding on to that one for out number 2. Brings up Mike Wather.
Keep working down, keep working down.
St. Francis now with 6 hits, 2 errors. Bethel, 12 hits, 2 errors.
Difference in this game really has been the fact that Bethel has strung together a lot of hits right in a row. And they got all those runs in that last inning. They strung together like 5-6 hits in a row. And St. Francis is just getting 2 or 3 at a time, but able to chip away, especially with that home run by Tussing. There's a shot.
Wathier drills that one to center. Sullivan underneath it.
Oh, he dropped it.
Dropped it at the last second. So Wathier is going to take first on the E8. That was different.
It hit him directly in the palm of his glove and bounced out.
Looked like he had it for a good second.
Yeah, it did. And it looked like right when he started to squeeze, it popped out.
So with 2 outs, Mason Love, DH. Love 1 for 2 with a single back in the 1st inning.
He's an up-the-middle type hitter. And a good changeup.
Rivera up in the count, 0-1. So I just noticed they got the hit error over there, so you can actually credit the error with the right player.
Yeah. Infield will stay in normal depth here for St. Francis, as Love is more an up-the-middle hitter. He gets another changeup, gets out in front of it, and rolls it right over to Prince.
Bethel tacks on one more, up 8-5 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at the Ash Center.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at ONE, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back to the Ash Center here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cougs down by 3, 8-5. And Ryan, we've got some wind here in this game, and it's playing a little bit of havoc here on the outfielders.
Yeah, we've seen some balls be misplayed by both teams so far, and we've seen 2 long balls. And I'm pretty sure both of our long balls would have been gone on days it wasn't windy because they were well struck. But the wind nonetheless has helped it out. And as Sullivan came in, he said, I had that ball right in my glove. I can't believe I dropped it. And luckily it didn't cause any more damage for the Cougars. They trail by 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Got 9 outs to work with.
So leading it off for St. Francis is the number 2 hitter, Tanner Gaff. He's 0 for 2 in this game with 2 strikeouts.
interesting today. I took the day off of work, so I headed out to do some running around. Went to Dick's Sporting Goods here in Fort Wayne, and who's in there? A bunch of Bethel parents buying stuff for their kids. As that was around noon today, so some of the boys for Bethel getting some new equipment.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. First pitch swinging.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Coming right at us.
Third baseman. Once again, that's trouble, but a great job of sticking with it for Eric Kelver.
Yeah, you could tell the wind got a hold of that one because he ran close to the fence and then ended up between the fence and the foul line.
1 up, 1 down for the Cougs. That'll bring up Noah Frymuth. Noah's 0 for 2 in this game, but he's been striking the ball well. The first pitch is strike, Frymuth.
Got himself a fastball right down the middle.
Josh King now with 6 strikeouts through 4.1 innings.
Tries that curveball again. He's just been spiking that thing right into the ground on most of them, and Frymuth not biting on that one for sure. Now he'll be definitely looking fastball here as the curveball not working for King here in these middle innings. It's going to be a tough play.
Kelver deep, cannot get him. So that's going to be a single for Noah Frymuth. Once again, good speed going down the first base line.
Absolutely, that was not a routine play, so that'll be a rule to hit there for Frymuth, and a chance for Prince now to do some damage. The big fella, first baseman up to bat now. He finds his way over one of those nice new signs out there in left center, and we've got ourselves a ball game.
Looking at Josh King, he averages 10.58 strikeouts per game.
Wow. And you talked about it earlier, Prince here. He's just missed 2 pitches in his 2 pop-ups.
His high on the season's 10 strikeouts, and that came on April the 5th against Goshen. As Frymuth's going to steal second.
Good read by Frymuth. And I think they did call that a strike.
0-1's your count.
That ball looked to be quite a bit outside.
Yeah, the wind's pushing that camera around, Ryan.
Yeah.
0-1 your count. Frymuth at second base. Cougs down by 3. Prince, first AB, flew out to right field. A second AB flew out to left field.
That time the catcher there with a good block there. The ball's out in front. Some of the coaches there in the dugout getting a little bit frustrated with their catcher.
Screamed at him to pick up that ball.
Yeah, because of what Frymuth just did when he stole second after the ball hit the ground.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he was trying to bait Frymuth to take third.
Could have been.
1-1's your count. Prince, the freshman, first baseman.
Takes a fastball.
Boy, it's got to feel good if you're Coach Roberts to have a first baseman like Tyler Prince. You'll have him for 3 more seasons.
Absolutely, guy that size, hits the ball well to all fields, does a great job fielding over at first base as well. And he's just a big target for everybody to throw to.
Those Southside hats are looking nice, Ryan. They got the that mesh backing.
Well, those are our see if Prince will, and Frymuth takes off. He read that perfectly. These are not our game hats. These are just a practice hat for us. So
okay.
We have all different sorts there. Head coach of Sheldon Van Pelt has a wide variety of uniforms we can choose from each game. We have 4 different uniforms. Nice. Thank God us coaches only have about 2 to really choose from to wear for games, but the players have a little more to think about. Now a chance for St. Francis to get one of those runs off the board. Sullivan up to bat once again.
Keaton 1 for 2 in this game, had a single and a run scored back in the 4th. Has Frymuth at third base.
Holy, that broke the bat.
Whoa, I've never seen that.
And
but
that was a metal bat that went about 100 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just snapped that metal bat right in two. But the ball will go into left center field, and it'll be an RBI single for Sullivan, who evidently has been hitting the weight room.
Keaton got a hold of that one, didn't he?
Hopefully the racket balls don't roll out of that or anything. Wow. Now it's a little one-handed swinging back for Coach Butcher to have to work with now.
Still, it's a huge play there.
It is.
As Frymuth comes home to score, that brings up Jack Harris. Jack 1 for 2. Had
Quick
an RBI
swing,
single.
and he drives it.
That ball's drilled into left center. But the center fielder's underneath it for out number 3. That's Colin Affolter. Still, the Cougs pick up 1 run, down 8-6, as we head to the top of the 6th inning.
UP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at ONE, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Ryan, I'm going to go run to the camera real quick and get this off.
All right.
We got some.
I'll keep them going here for you. Keaton Sullivan with a big single in the bottom half of the 5th inning there as he hits a broken bat, aluminum bat, single into left center that drives in Freemuth, and just not something you see very often here in any level of baseball with metal bats is a broken bat. And today we've had the chance to see him. We've seen 2 home runs, and that'll bring up Cepeda, the right fielder. He'll come up now. Rivera in his 2nd inning of work here for St. Francis, as he'll go to work with trailing by 2 here. St. Francis has 6 outs to work with here in the top of the 6th inning. It's the Pilots 8, St. Francis 6. Cepeda will take it high. Like I said, Cepeda playing right field today. And Rivera will deal again. And swung on, hit right to the 3rd baseman. He'll come up throwing, and that'll be a quick out there for the Cougars. This is a 5-3 put out there, the first out of the inning by Cepeda. So Jeff Mahoney back here now. He did a little technical duty, and that'll bring up number 22. Laffey will come up to bat once again for the Pilots. Quick out there for Rivera. Good start for the Cougars here in the top half of the 6th inning. And there's a pitch swung on, hit right almost into the dugout. Coach Tucker there deflected it, or it would have come in the dugout here. So Laffey down here early. 0-1 here in this at bat. Skies have started to cloud up here in Northeast Indiana. Finally a nice day.
Laffey coming into this bat here. 2 for 3 in this game. Had an RBI single back in the 3rd. 2 RBI single back in the 4th.
But he's down 0-2. He gets a curveball, check swing, and he went. Nice pitch by Rivera. He's really settled in, Jeff, here in this 2nd inning.
He's going to bring up the catcher, Kenny Koblenz. Koblenz, 1 for 3 in this game, had an RBI single back in the 4th. He's kind of been one of the main topics of conversation in this game, Ryan.
Not just by us, but with his coaches and his pitchers, as well as not everybody on the same page at times, and especially we saw that in the 3rd inning between him and his pitcher, and last inning in the bottom half of the inning, him not going up and getting the balls when they're either bounced off of him and guys taking extra bases, which really, you know, give it to Frymuth on that. He saw that early that bouncing ball and got second base. And that was able to lead to that run on the RBI single by the broken aluminum bat single by Sullivan. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I've seen it once before, but it has been a long, long time ago. Well, that bat flew all the way to shortstop.
Yeah.
2 quick outs here by the Cougars here in the top of the 6th.
So instead of the splinters, I guess you're going to have to look out for the shard on that aluminum.
Absolutely.
That one gets past Vollmer. Not sure if that was called a strike.
No, it was up and away, so it's 3-1.
3-1 your count to Koblenz. Chandler Rivera on the bump. Came in on relief of Dane Hoffman. He's going to walk his first batter of the game.
That'll bring up the 9-hitter here at the top of the lineup, back out on deck for Pilots. And this is a big batter here for Rivera. Miranda will step to the plate. See if they try to send the catcher. They elect not to run for the catcher in this situation.
Miranda's 2 for 3. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Miranda had 2 at-bats back in the 4th inning. He led off the inning with a single and scored a run. Finished the inning popping out to Tanner Gaff. Pitch upstairs, 1-1's your count. The broken bat RBI single.
Good pitch. Rivera doing a nice job of his cadence coming to home. Sometimes he's going quick, sometimes he's waiting two seconds, pausing a second here and there, but he's doing a nice job of freezing those runners. He does it again.
That ball's drilled down the right field line and foul. Rivera's got the aqua glove.
Yeah. He's got a ball that Tusson's got the ball, so he'll throw it into the first base coach there. As Miranda turned on that and drove it.
Aqua and red, are those pretty much the only colors outside of the leather?
Yeah, I would think so on that glove for sure. No runner, no throw outside. 2-2. Now you got to be ready for the runner to go here.
So you haven't seen a fluorescent yellow glove yet?
No fluorescent yellows.
Nothing like that?
No.
Well,
maybe at Target.
2-2. Ball misses upstairs. We got a full count. Koblenz was the first player that Rivera walked in this game.
Now it looks like Prince is going to go ahead and play behind Koblenz over there at first, so he's let his pitcher Rivera know that I'm not going to hold here. The runner's going to take off when he knows that the pitch is coming home. Now Prince kind of sneaks in behind Koblenz. Runner will break, and there's a fastball, strike 3. Wow. Good job by Rivera.
Rivera, that's his 3rd strikeout of the game, as we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cougs down by 2.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championship. Welcome back, everyone. Cougs down 8-6 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. St. Francis going to lead it off with number 17, Justice Tussing. And Justice, boy, did he have a big 2-run home run back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he hit the old tree in left center field right over the Builders Mart sign out there as he turned on one and drove it. And you can see the wind's blowing directly that way now. And it's gusting out that way. I've been really impressed, really, for the Cougars. Rivera coming in from the bullpen. Yeah, he gave up a home run, but he's done a really nice job stopping the offensive explosion by the Pilots thus far, as King will work into now his 6th inning of work here, and he'll have to face the guy that took him deep last time, Tussing.
Well, Colin Affolter, he also had a home run for Bethel. His was right down the left field line.
Oh, look out. King caught his toe coming down the hill there and just about went over. That's what us old guys do when we pitch, not these young bucks that play in college baseball.
1-0 is the count. Justice Tussing. Up in this count now, 2-0.
He's got McCowan following him, so the guy that you have the opportunity to bunt with or put hit and run on if Tussing can get on here to start this 6th inning, bottom of 6th.
King with 7 strikeouts, Ryan, but it has not been easy for him.
No, he's struggled at times. We've seen him be dominant at times, and we've seen him just absolutely struggle with command. I don't know if it's the wind that's doing it to him, or maybe just not his day. But Tussing with a good swing there on that fastball, but just fouled it off.
2-1's the count. Justice, your starting second baseman. 3-1 now the count.
Interesting that Bethel has not sent anybody down to the bullpen yet to start to get loose here, with King getting a little bit wild here in the latter part of this game.
We'll check out King's numbers here as he's at 80 pitches thrown.
There's a high fastball. That was ball 4.
49 strikes, 31 balls. He's averaging 3.3 pitches per batter faced.
That's actually pretty good, to be honest with you.
Well, you figure Dane was at 80 pitches, and that was, what, back in the 4th?
Yeah, he barely made it into the 4th inning.
Here we go!
Oh,
gets him looking.
Well, you know Coach Roberts doesn't like that, but Tussing just swung at that exact same pitch, and that doesn't help. The umpire said you swung at it. Now I'm going to call it a strike. It was the same spot, but 1 out now for the Cougs.
Michael McCowan, 1 for 2, struck out looking in his last AB back in the 4th. That's the 8th strikeout of the game. Josh King with a high of 10 strikeouts on the season. That was against Goshen. First pitch is a strike to McCowan.
And this is the part of the lineup that has done a lot of damage for the Cougars in this game against King. These bottom 3 hitters.
0-1 your count with 1 out. Cougs down by 2.
There's a curveball left in.
Good eye.
Looks like we have a pitch hitter coming up for the Cougars. On deck is Bova.
Swing and a miss by McCowan. Down on the count now 1-2. Ryan, there's a huge difference between that curveball and his fastball.
Oh, yeah, he takes a good 10, maybe even 12 miles an hour off of it. He hasn't thrown the curveball very well today, to be honest with you. But that was a good one right there.
Looks like we do have a pitcher warming his legs.
Yeah, looks like one guy down there. It's like number 12. Lozon from California.
Villa Park High School.
That ball spoiled by McCowan. It will stay fair. It is fair, and he'll look for 2.
So good hustle there by Mikhail McCowan. Ryan, he never let up there. He was at second base almost by the time the right fielder picked up that ball.
Yeah, he knew the flight of the ball off the bat, and he took off right away. He did not just casually run out of the box. He broke out of there quick and got himself a double here with a pitch hitter coming up, and that's Bova.
Mikhail McCowan now 2 for 3 in this game.
It's a good job by McCowan to get himself to second base on that play, because now you're in scoring position again, and the defense is going to have to make a long throw if they hit it to the left side.
Tony Bova, your pinch hitter for Matt Vollmer. He's batting 194 on the season, 12 hits, 7 runs in 62 at-bats. He's got 24 strikeouts on the season, 2 walks, 3 stolen bases, and 4 attempts.
So McCowan, he can get a good jump here on any ball hit to the outfield. He'll score. The defense will stay deep, especially in center field. So any ball up the middle, the Cougars are going to get a run.
Forgot how much I missed the spring.
Yeah, I hear you. I went to Florida about a month ago, and my system didn't do well with pollen because it was about 85. Nobody will even hold McCowan on. Now they will.
Big lead there at second base.
There's first pitch swinging, fly ball to deep center. That's a chance for him to tag it. Still carrying. Carries. Wow.
Fence, right over the head of Andrew Miranda. That's going to score
a triple.
RBI triple, pinch hit by Tony Bova.
That ball just kept going, Jeff. Did you see the outfielder in center field? He's like, no, I got it. No, it's still going. It's still going. Holy cow, it landed at the base of the fence.
Wow, that's the 10th hit of the game for St. Francis, not only down by 1.
And if he had eaten his Wheaties this morning, that ball probably gets out of here, and now he's going to reach, but he's grabbing his hamstring over here at third base.
But just wow for Tony Bova. What a situation to come in there. Pinch hitting, swings at the first pitch and sends it over the center fielder's head.
And it looked like the center fielder was just going to camp underneath it and catch it, and the wind just kept it going.
That's Colin Affolter, who had the home run earlier in this game for Bethel. David Snyder, now your batter, swings at the first pitch. Foul.
Bethel has brought their infield in. They'll try to cut down this run here with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning as a humongous jet flies over to our east, Jeff. Look at the size of that thing.
That is. Looks like it's in slow motion.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably one of our Air Force jets coming in here. Man, it looks like it's going slow.
Wow, that thing is huge. Snyder checks that one for ball 1. 1-1's the count. David 0 for 2 in this game. Did walk back in the first, but was out on a batter's interference.
See what Bova does here. He's got to be able to get back on a line drive anywhere in the infield.
Ryan, I got to imagine, as windy as it is out there on the bump, got to be tough on these pitchers.
Yeah, you think so. The wind's really cutting across. It's slowing down their fastballs. It's doing all kinds of stuff with their off-speed pitch. But, you know, King has battled through it. He's getting close to 90 pitches here. And like I said, I think Rivera has done the nicest job on the mound thus far, coming in and being able to throw some hard fastballs. And his off-speed has been pretty dangerous as well. So 1-2 count here.
1-2 to Snyder. Ball in the dirt. Good job of blocking it once again by the catcher, Kenny Koblenz.
I thought maybe Coach Roberts might go squeeze play here, but he elects not to. But with 2 strikes, and he'll have to let his batter swing away here.
We got a ball on the field coming in from the bullpen.
Well, we want him to come in to pitch. He can't throw strikes. So it'll be a 2-2 here. Snyder's due, isn't he?
He is due. He had a big RBI triple in the last game. Once again, ball on the field.
Hey, let's hit him in the chest one time, yeah?
Some of the St. Francis players with a little bit of an encouragement for the bullpen pitcher down there and catcher.
Some harmless heckling.
Yep, exactly.
Still a good heads up there for King as that ball was about to reach the mound.
Yeah, it didn't end too far from him as the wind's really howling now.
It's Tony Bova at third. Number 0, David Snyder at the dish. Snyder rips that ball right up the gut. We are tied at 8 after the RBI single by David Snyder.
Wow, good piece of hitting there by the top half of the lineup. Or excuse me, the bottom half of the lineup once again doing the damage for the Cougars. That'll bring up Gaff will come up to bat. He's due as well. I got to think we're getting close to the end of the pitching here for King, as he's through 5 1/3 innings thus far, and now the head coach will come out and we'll have a visit to the mound.
Assistant coaches for Bethel are Dick Seiler, Kyle Boynton, Cam Brannock, and Chris Woodruff. Got the righty in the bullpen. 2 of his pitches have come into the field of play.
If I were Chase Gaff here, I might think about bunting. I haven't hit the ball real well in this game. Even if I get out, I move the runner into scoring position with Frymuth on deck, and if he can move him over, it may give – oh, you know what? The catcher does not have a real strong arm for Bethel. Will he take a chance of stealing a base here? They have one out. As, I see right here, Snyder has come all the way over to talk to Coach Roberts, and I'm sure what he was telling him is, if you get a good jump and a good read, go, because we need to get you into a scoring position, because if we score and hold them, we can win this game. So, 1 out, 8-8 is our game.
Like you said, Gaff 0 for 3 in this one. He is due with Snyder at first. Tied at 8 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Big lead. Snyder added about a half step that time too on his lead. Maybe he can induce a wild throw here by King. That's a curveball away, no good.
One 0 is your count with 1 out.
Coach Roberts giving some signs here. Could they go fake bunt, steal? That's an option too. You get guys moving around the infield. You get the catcher thinking about the bunt, and the guy's running to second. He wasn't leaning there. St. Francis also has done a nice delayed steal in this game. Harris with a delayed steal an inning ago. 2 innings ago, that was.
Come on, Tanner. Baby, leave it.
That fastball down and away, so 2-0 now for Gaff, as King will step off the mound now and try to gather himself here. See if they put the runner in motion once again, St. Francis.
Gaff entering today with a .244 batting average.
And the runner takes an extra step again. Oh, he was leaning. They might have. No, he's in there.
That's as close as Josh King's been all day.
Yeah, I saw Snyder take that extra step.
King's up to 96 pitches, Ryan.
Yeah, trying to get get a cheapie out there.
He's faced 28 batters, has 16 first pitch strikes.
And Snyder gets even a bigger lead.
8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 8 runs, 5 of those earned, given up by Josh King. King's
a little slider that was out and away. The Gaff was chasing there, and now Coach Roberts putting some signs on here. We might see a hit and run here with 2-1 count, a runner at first base. Get these guys moving, and Snyder out to a big lead once again. Adds another half step.
Wathier holding him on. That time he wasn't leaning towards second, got back easily. But King is definitely a big boy out there on the bump, Ryan. Once again, kind of reminds you of a Roger Clemens type.
Yeah. Got the nice flowing locks.
That reminds you of Jeff Schmarja.
Yep.
2-1.
Oh, he's leaning.
Got him.
I don't know if Coach Tucker's mad at the runner or at his at the umpire.
By the way, it's 2 outs now with the 2-1 count.
I know, you're not stealing. What the hell you get picked off for? I was saying. Doesn't matter. Too close. Don't give him a chance to fall down.
2-1 with 2 outs to Gaff. Another ball in the dirt.
That's a tough one right there because now you're 3-1 and your runner's still at first. You put him in motion because you know that the pitcher here is going to throw a fastball.
So I believe it's Sean losing.
Yeah.
Getting ready to come in here. Just waiting for his number to be called. See if King can get himself out of the.
He does. Strikes him. Oh, that's a full count now. I thought it was strike 3. Sorry.
We're here in the bottom of the 6th. King only needs to go 1 more for the complete game. But Ryan, you got to believe this is his last inning.
Absolutely. The advantage is definitely to the Cougars right now. The momentum's come to them, and they have Rivera on the mound.
Gaff draws the walk. Runner at first base for Noah Frymuth. Frymuth, who had a single, stolen base, and scored a run. That was back in the 5th inning. Noah 1 for 3 in this game.
And you got a good runner over there at first base.
It's always deceiving with those big, tall base runners, Ryan.
Yeah, but Gaff's got some good wheels. He plays outfield as well, and he'll take a big lead as well. Ooh.
Frymuth loved that pitch, Ryan.
Yeah, his eyes got quite large, and he took one heck of a swing at that one. He connects. That ball is driven somewhere in a hurry. You know the second baseman's covering here because the shortstop's playing far over to the left. So your second baseman's going to be covering here if you decide to steal.
Sam Laffey.
Oh, and Gaff was leaning too.
Where are you going?
Oh, 1 to Frymuth. 2 hours and 8 minutes into this game. It's been a long one.
Oh, another delayed steal. Safe.
Gaff's in there.
I know that Laffey, the second baseman, doesn't agree, but he was definitely safe.
Good Haas, good Haas.
Another delayed steal.
Looked like a little bit of a late slide, but Gaff's so tall. He
Yep.
beat that one easily.
And the wind's starting to gust. We can see the skies out to our west starting to darken up here. Hopefully we get no rain.
Yeah, the camera's getting whipped around.
Come on, Noah.
King's struggling here. With this command, everything down and away. He leaves one up here to this big cat. It'll be a different ball game with one swing.
2-1's the count. Noah Frymuth.
Gaff adds more to his lead at second base now. And he's thinking about going. Oh, I thought he was going to go. That ball is dribbled.
2-hop chop. Frymuth beats it out. Ryan, that's the second one he's beat out.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got good wheels, and Coach Roberts talking to his runner that's still standing at second base because the throw got made across the field. And Gaff looked like he was going to steal third on that. He had a jump. He was afraid he was going to get picked off if he went. Had he gone, he may even been able to score. But needless to say, still there at second. And Prince up to bat. He's due for a big hit.
Prince 0 for 3 in this game. Struck out in his last at-bat back in the 5th.
Bethel completely defiant on taking King out.
Ryan, that's as close as it gets at first base.
Absolutely.
That was a bang-bang play, and the tie goes to the runner. King just trying to get himself out of the 6 here. First pitch is strike to Prince.
And with that wide stance that King has at pitching, it's very difficult to pick off to second base, and he doesn't pick his knee up very high, so he's always slide step. He can't do the inside move, so Gaff can get a pretty good size lead here.
Laffey.
Oh, and there it is, a wild pitch.
So both runners advance on the pass ball.
Saw King after that as he ran in, look over to the dugout. He's pretty much running on fumes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Base knock, baby, base knock.
Well, if you're Coach Seth Zartman, what are you waiting for here?
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, King's done all he can to keep you in this game. You got to trust your bullpen to come out and get you one out in this inning. Instead, he's elected to stay with King. Maybe he just doesn't trust the guys down in the bullpen, and he really has complete faith in his starter here to get through this middle half or through the middle heart of the lineup for the Cougars.
Nobody holding on the runner at third.
Good stop by the catcher.
Hey, come on, Prince.
2 balls, 1 strike your count to Tyler Prince.
Any ground ball is going to score 2 runs with the speed of Frymuth out there at second base. And he's getting a big secondary lead, too.
Tyler, big and fat here, Ty.
Come on, kid. Oh.
Gaff at third base, playing around with the steal home. Frymuth was almost all the way to third.
He was going to follow him into home. Good move there by Gaff, though. No reason to go in that situation. The pitcher really struggling here, and you give him a cheap out and get through this inning. Instead, you keep that go-ahead run at third base.
3-1 hitters count here for Tyler Prince.
And Prince is going to be looking for one pitch, Jeff, and that's called the fastball right down Broadway. Anything off speed, you're letting go, because I believe it's Sullivan on deck who will be using a different bat this time.
Correct. His is going to the recycling bin. Prince, he gets one up in the air, Ryan. It could be a 3-run jack.
Curveball away. That'll load him up. Actually, not a bad idea there if you're King. Now it puts a force out at any base, Jeff. But the man with a different bat is now up.
It's Keaton Sullivan. Keaton with back-to-back singles. An RBI back in the 5th.
That's it.
2 for 3 in this game. So they are going to bring in the righty.
So after 109 pitches, he'll get to go in and get something to drink and start the icing process.
109 pitches, 63 of them strikes, 46 balls.
So we'll have a new pitcher.
Ryan, you got the Game Changer app up on your phone?
I have it on my phone. I don't have it on right now. I have it on there just for backup for our Southside team because we use Game Changer as well. And it's an awesome tool, by the way.
Well, how'd you know it was 109?
Because one of the coaches just came by and told me it was 109. I have my own Game Changer. His name is Dustin Butcher.
That'll work. We're going to delay the start of game number 2 here on the Facebook. Put it back to about 4:15 p.m.
You'll be in a solo crew on that game, as I will be leaving after this.
Yes, sir.
This inning here.
Well, good luck tonight.
Yeah.
Southside looks to get the sweep of Bishop Luers.
Yeah, we could be 2-0 in conference play, and we've already had some help in conference play as Northrop has taken an early season loss, Concordia as well. So you know, it's a wide open Summit Athletic Conference, much like the football it's going to be next year.
Has Dwenger lost yet?
No, I don't believe so. They just beat Concordia last night. So
right.
Everybody early in the season trying to get their games in. Luckily, we've had good weather this week. We'll see what happens tomorrow, though. And but it's been fun so far. We took an early season loss to Woodland on Wednesday night, 11-4, as we tried to use some of our young pitchers on our staff. They did well, but Woodland, a good team this year, as they beat a good Blackhawk team last night. 10-run rule Blackhawk Christian last night. So Woodland, not a bad team. They had our number for sure, and we'll look to get it righted tonight, as we'll have Thomas Romero on the mound for us, as he'll be off next year to play for Lance Hirschberger over at Ivy Tech.
Yeah, they had his signing earlier in the year. I saw that in the news. And you said a couple of your players looking at St. Francis as well.
Yeah, we've got Cole Hapner, who's a junior that has some opportunities to play at the next level. We have Josh Smith, a catcher, who's a senior, who's as of today is still unsigned to go somewhere next year. We have 2 players already committed to go to Ivy Tech, and Thomas Romero and Lee Barrera. And then Xavier Rogers, our center fielder, who might be the fastest guy I've ever coached in my life, and I've had some quick ones. I've had Mikhail McCowan on my team. So here we go, 2 outs, Sullivan up.
Losing comes in with a 7.40 ERA, a 1-3 record, and 20.2 innings pitched. Got a high kick there on the delivery.
Yeah, totally different than King. This is a totally different pitcher than King was out there pitching. King uses a slide step. Lozon here with a high leg kick. He threw a lot of balls away in his warm-ups. Doesn't look real comfortable on the mound yet. A wild pitch here could get a run home for the Cougs.
Lozon giving up 38 hits and 27
Ripped.
runs.
That might be gone. That is gone. Grand slam. Wow. Sullivan. That's what he needed, a new bat. He needed a new bat.
Cougs take the lead 12-8 on Keaton Sullivan's grand slam.
Wow. He put a charge into that. That went further than Tusson's home run, and it was just a little bit further to the right. But what a shot by Sullivan to give the Cougs a 4-run cushion here in this inning, and they're not done yet as Harris comes up to the plate. Wow, what a shot.
Well, Keaton clears the bases for St. Francis. That is the 13th hit in this game. So the Cougars with 1 more hit than Bethel. St. Francis also with 3 errors. Wow.
Yeah, he absolutely destroyed that pitch.
It's got to be the new bat.
Yeah, that's the new bat. He broke his last bat in his last at bat, and this time he picks up somebody else's bat and whacks one about 405 feet.
Wow. This guy.
It's exciting here in the dugout for the Cougars right now. There's one shot right at second baseman. Eats him up, goes through his legs, and he throws it away. Laffey threw it away.
Jack Harris safe on the E4. And entering today, Laffey, he averages 1 error a game.
And there it was.
It's going to bring up Justice Tussing, who started off this inning for the Cougs. 2 outs.
And he's a guy who has a home run. He hit one in almost the exact same spot as Sullivan, but it hit the tree. Sullivan's went to the right of the tree. So Sullivan with 5 RBI in this game so far.
We'll be talking with Keaton after the game. Justice, pitch inside. Shortstop charged in on the play. Nice scoop by Wathier. So that was a nice play by number 27, Luke Adams. We're going to head to the top of the 7th. Cougs up 12-8, just 3 outs away from picking up the win.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back, everybody. Cougs up now. 12-8 after that big grand slam by Keaton Sullivan. Chandler Rivera still on the bump for your Cougars. And leading it off for Bethel College, it's going to be Luke Adams, shortstop. Made that play for Bethel moments ago.
Sorry. Stupid, right?
First pitch fouled off for strike one. Adams 2 for 4 in this game. Had an RBI double and a run scored in the fourth, a double and a run scored back in the first. Rivera up in this count now, 0-2. Chandler already with 3 strikeouts in this game.
Didn't this guy play third base in high school?
I had it.
Yeah, whatever, man. Didn't look like it. Good idea.
The 0-2 misses. 1-2 now to Luke Adams. Rivera with his 4th strikeout of the game. It's going to bring to the plate Colin Affolter. Affolter had the big home run back in the 5th inning. He's 2 for 4 in this game. He had an RBI double back in the first as well. That one off the catcher's helmet. Ballmer. 0-1 your count.
Sped up the process by 5 minutes.
Tomorrow's game versus Bethel, most likely the 9-inner, most likely going to get rained out.
Come on, Ballmer. Hustle. I gotta go to the bathroom. Shut up.
You're selfish.
Selfish. Selfish is the only one in the game.
12-8. Cougs been trailing pretty much all game. It was Luke Adams scoring the first run of the game back in the 1st inning. St. Francis picking up its first run back in the 3rd. One, 2 your count.
Excuse me, it's working.
Rivera. That one hit off the end of the bat. Chandler has it, flips it over to Tyler Prince for out number 2. 2 gone. Your batter is Eric Kelver. St. Francis 1 out away.
One more, boys.
Winning this game. Taking one away from the Pilots.
Shut.
Good pitch. Set him down.
Drop Chandler.
First pitch strike by Rivera. Second one misses low and in. That ball is drilled. Home run. Bethel picks up its 9th run and 13th hit of the game. Both teams now with 13 hits and 3 errors.
Hey, doesn't mean anything. Let's go. Right back at it. David. One more. Let's go. Brady. David Moore.
That'll bring the plate Mike Wathier.
Oh, good pitch. Beautiful. Let's live down there, huh?
Another one drilled. Frymuth looks at it and stops. Back-to-back home runs. Third home run in this game for Bethel. It's going to bring up Mason Love, DH. Bethel now down by 2, 10-12. They have 14 hits now.
Hey, let's go, chill. Let's go out, kid. Let's go. End it. Let's go. End now. Come on, Chandler.
First pitch, swing and a miss to Love. Second one misses down low from Rivera.
That's a good pitch. That's a great miss. That's a great pitch. Good spot. Good idea.
Appreciate Ryan Dellinger joining us on the broadcast. Ryan, an assistant coach at Southside High School. They got a game at 5:30, so in about 2 hours against Bishop Lures, so they'll host the Lures squad. 2-1 your count.
Don't come next to me, you get a steak.
Pitch misses low. 3-1 now to Mason Love. On deck, it's Jesse Cepeda. Love is 1 for 4 in this game. Cepeda, who's on deck, is 0 for 2. With a hit by a pitch and a run scored back in the 4th. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st. Ball in the dirt. So with 2 outs, the last 3 batters, we've had 2 home runs and a walk. Brings up Jesse Cepeda. Coach Roberts going out. Chat with Rivera. Wind continues to pick up. Got a new pitcher. It's going to be number 16 for the Cougars, Kyle Zabarski. We'll be back with some of Kyle's stats here shortly.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution.
one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championship. Number 16, Kyle Zabarski, your new pitcher, 6'2", 210-pound junior from Willoughby, Ohio, enters today with a 3.0 ERA, a 1-1 record on the season. He's given up 20 hits and 8 runs in 15 innings pitched, 5 of those runs earned, 7 walks, 5 strikeouts, and opposing batters are hitting .323 against Kyle Zabarski. Coming up to the plate, it's number 9, Jesse Cepeda. Cepeda reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Flew out to left field in the third. Was hit by a pitch in the fourth and grounded out to third baseman Tanner Gaff back in the 6th inning. 1-0 is your count. Mason Love at first base for Bethel.
Come on, 1-6. Come on, Kyle.
Zabarski fielded by Gaff. He's gone. Cougars win it 12-10 over the Bethel College Pilots. Beautiful play there by Tanner Gaff. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a break, switch over, and we'll be back with you for game number 2 shortly as the Cougars win it 10-12.